Hey everyone, welcome to Hip Mobility. We've got three very easy to do techniques in store today. We're going to focus on the hip flexors. We're going to get the glutes entirely, a 360-degree mobility technique, and then we're going to move into stretching, working on hip flexion and hip extension. So really those two major ranges of motion that we need to keep our hips healthy. First technique, here we go. It's going to be using the foam roller, okay? And so this is called foam rolling the hip flexors. We're going to get a little bit into the quads, but this is aiming at this tissue like right here, okay? So we're going to try to kind of dig around. And so I'm going to start on the left side. I'd like you to do the same. And so I'm going to place the roller down. You can see I've got an exercise mat, I've got a foam roller, and then you're going to need a yoga tune-up ball later. So make sure you grab that. You can hop back in with me. I'm going to go ahead and lay down on this roller, okay? You're going to see from here, guys, that I'm just gently kind of digging in, okay? And so what's key about this one is you kind of move around left and right. And what you're looking for whenever you do soft tissue work is something that's a little bit spicy, okay? Spicy just means that it needs your attention. So you'll kind of get in there. You see my right leg, okay? It's up and out. The left leg's extended. That'll allow you to really open up the surface area of that hip flexor. Make sure you're breathing throughout, okay? Really, if you breathe into it, that's going to allow it to release. Should be mildly uncomfortable. You hopefully can tell the difference between right or wrong. If it starts to get nervy, tingly, back it off, okay? You'll see as I kind of move through this, I'll extend the leg, I'll reach. The goal when you hit a mobility technique is just to keep moving. Find that stiff spot, start to work it out. Woo! All right, let's take about 30 more seconds on this left-hand side. 2 minutes, minimum dose. Got to make sure we're staying effective there. Woo! And so just keep breathing. Woo! All right, last 10 seconds. Remember, rub left and right. Kind of give it that last little smash. I know that's not the best word, but that's what you're doing. You're changing the quality of that tissue. Woo! All right, we can come on off there. That was a good 2 minutes on that side. Take a little break. If you have to go into child's pose, that's cool. Child's pose would just be here. You can even feel out. You'll feel that left side's a little bit different than the right now, okay? And we're, of course, going to even out again. So we've got this right-hand side. You can see right here. This is the target tissue. From here, I'm going to go ahead and place the roller just like so again, okay? And so I'm going to lay on top of the roller, targeting that area. And so just hopping. You can see at this point now I'm bringing that left leg back up. And so just digging in, digging in. Woo. Keep that nasal breathing going. Woo. You might find one side's a little tighter than the other. Again, this left leg is obviously draped, so I can open up that hip flexor. Whew. If you have a lifestyle that involves a lot of sitting, this is definitely a go-to. It's one of the ones that you want to kind of pay attention to. Hip flexors being tight can really lead to some lower back pain. So anywhere around the hips can cause some havoc up the chain. Let's spend about another 30 seconds here. You can go back and forth. Woo. Take breaks. You could always come off it for a second, then go back down into it. Whew. Oh, really grateful that you're taking the time to take care of your hips. Mobility is one of those things that's not the sexiest, but it's really the software side of fitness that's super important, especially if we're preventing the aging process, just our ability to move well. It's going to come down to your mobility. Whew. All right, that was outstanding. Got our two sides in there, and so we're going to move away from the foam roller now. That was technique number 1, foam rolling, working on the soft tissue of the hip flexor. Next technique is going to involve that fancy yoga tune-up ball. Hopefully you picked it up from our gift shop before you went home. And so with this, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of 360 this glute. And so I'm not trying to flash you. I'm just trying to show you the region that I'm going to go after. And so I'm going to find kind of my hip bone, and I'm going to start just off the hip bone. And as we progress, we're going to take that ball all the way behind, maybe a little bit up. And so I'm going to start on that outside portion first. Whew. And you're going to see from here, guys, that I just let the leg kind of drape out to the side. Whew. You can see I'm on the fitness mat still, and so for a lot of people, that'll be enough pressure, okay? For me personally, I've done a lot of foam rolling, a lot of soft tissue work. My body can kind of handle a little bit of a harder surface, and that allows me to get at it more, so feel free at this point. You could strip away that mat. I'm going to keep it just for essence so you can just see how to gently get in there. Whew. Gentle is maybe not the right word. And so I'm just always kind of finding that position. Leg oscillates out. You pull the leg back in. Oh, yeah. Whew. Sometimes right by that belt line. Make sure you're going all the way up there. What happens for a lot of folks is the hands get tired. So for this last minute on this side, I'm going to show you that you can simply just lay down. Okay? Oh, yeah. And it's just a lot easier. People love to lay down from my experience. And so it's always important to find techniques that you can actually replicate, things that you could do at home. Let's take another 30 seconds here. Keep breathing. All right, we are so close, everybody. And so you're not rolling too crazy. You're just find a position, lay on it. All right, gang. That's probably a good 2 minutes around the world glute smash. That's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. I'm going to just keep saying this way. You're going to see me place it onto right here. Okay, so I'm going to find this surface area, and I'm going to go ahead and just stay in this position so you can see that ball. We're going to just place it like so, and then, same exact thing. You see I'm staying on the outside portion first. Let's take that first minute from the seated position. Woo. Keep moving. Anytime you're doing mobility, you want to move through it. All right, just keep smashing away. Again, find different locations. You don't have to stay on the same location every time. You can see I can even lean to the side here and grab it. Just nice and easy. There's no right or wrong as long as you're on soft tissue. Ooh, okay. About another 30 seconds or so, guys. I always want to make sure you get the full 2 minutes. Always at Skyterra, we want to give credit where credit is due. A lot of these techniques come from a gentleman named Dr. Kelly Starrett. Okay, he wrote a book called Desk Bound, another one called Supple Leopard. There's also a great organization called Yoga Tune-Up, and they actually make these balls that we use. Jill Miller, she wrote a book called The Role Model. And so again, these are the main physical therapists, people showing these techniques so that we can help you take care of your body. I'm going to go ahead and lay back last 30 seconds, just show you that same situation. So just from here, okay, give those wrists a break. Let's get that last 15, 20 seconds in. Belly breathing's good. You will release. One other technique, just so you know for future reference, you could cross the leg. Oh, that's going to elevate the hips even a little bit more. Oh, spicy. Yep, you know it. Whew, whew. All right, gang. That was great. Let's go ahead. Let's polish this thing off with our last technique. And so you've seen us progress from foam roller to the yoga tune-up ball. We're now going to set that ball away. This is pigeon pose, king pigeon specifically. And so this is more of the fitness version, the hip flexion, hip extension version. And so this just means that we're going to do a little bit more specific positioning because it's not necessarily a practice, it's a technique. So yoga is a practice. This is a mobility technique where we're really just trying to kind of change the game a little bit on these hips. So last technique, hands come neutral. We'll start on the left side, okay, just like we've been primarily doing. You're going to then put the knee neutral with the belly button. Notice that my leg extends in back, and I don't kind of fall to the side. Sometimes a classic pigeon pose is like this. I want you to stay upright today. That's kind of the delineation between king pigeon and classic pigeon. And so you're just going to sit back, okay? Belly button to the spine, nice good posture. You're going to see that depending on who you are, you may have to start with the foot a little further back. I got decent hip mobility. I mean, I should for being a fitness director. I'm then going to just adjust that foot a little bit higher. Don't push that. Just kind of find what's right for you. Sit back into this thing. Ooh. Should feel a big stretch out of the piriformis, the glutes. That's just the back of the leg, okay, getting after it. Then going to kind of turn. I'm going to come to the side, okay. Keep it nice and neutral here. You can walk it to the other side, just again, pushing back. Woo. If the wrists get tired, you can come down for a second. That's fine. Just keep really trying to get external here on that hip. Okay, we'll definitely come back neutral. Give it one final 10 seconds or so. We've got to keep this to like 10 to 15 minutes as far as like you getting it in. I really appreciate you taking the time today to work on your hips. Your body will thank you for it. All right, gang. Outstanding job. Staying with you. You can sit back for a second, probably feel a difference between the two. If that's too much, just take a quick breather. We're going to move into the final leg. We're going to go to the right side, so the knee will come forward. I'm going to take you up like so. Okay? Again, depending on who you are, keep the foot a little further back at first. Chest is going to be nice and high. And then we're just going to sit back from here. Woo! This side actually feels a little better than my other one. Hopefully you notice a difference. Again, check in with your body. You're kind of the master of it, so you know what hurts. You know what maybe needs attention. Ooh, just kind of leaning back. Careful not to get lazy on this, okay? Just make sure you're keeping that proper form. You walk your hands to the right. Kind of the biggest concept with anything that you do, whether it's our lean classes on Interactive, whether it's Elevate, yoga, Connect with Kate, just make sure that you're always focused on how you're doing things, not how much you're doing them, okay? So just get consistent with a few things, focus on the quality of it, and you'll be seeing changes pretty quickly, just like hopefully you see the change in your hips after today. All right, we'll walk it to the other side. About another 30 seconds here. You can see I'm just pushing back. I might adjust that foot a little bit. I might take a break, totally fine. All right, last little bit. Just give it a little push back. Really extend that leg. Woo! All right, outstanding, everyone. You take a break there. Whew. Let's just recap. We started with foam rolling the hip flexor, getting that shortened hip area. Secondly, we did glute around the world smash. That was 2 minutes per side on both of those techniques. We finished with stretching out not only the hip flexion, but the hip extension using that king pigeon. Thanks for taking the time. See you back for another mobility session real soon.